feel today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, this game's not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. It's Winning Wednesday, and not often have I been doing shows back-to-back. Normally, I'm off on a Tuesday or off on a Wednesday and vice versa, but hey, I was here yesterday. I'm back today, and I got a very special guest with me today. It's been a long time. In fact, he tried to make it seem like I got him started and then I left him hanging. It's the other way around. You know, I got him started and then he blew up and now he ain't got time for his brother. So let me bring him in. Y'all can give him that business. None other than the coach, Johnny Cole with the HBC.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You see how I flipped it on you? Don't ever mess with the man who controls the mic. How you been, Coach?
Man, I've been good, Coach. Man, I've been as you say, doing my thing on the podcast, and of course, I got to thank you for getting me started and getting me off the couch, as one would say. And I've got my own show, the HBCU Coaches Corner.
Yeah.
On Tuesday nights at 7, and of course, you continue to run them. So it's a great thing, and living here in Arizona and doing my thing.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. You and Rocky do an amazing job. Y'all have great guests. Y'all have great commentary. Y'all go into a level of depth that most folks don't even know exists, and y'all do it flawlessly. And it's great content, man. And I love that y'all just let it run, man. Y'all go 2-3 hours, and that just gives us extra content to run on Fridays and then on Mondays and then stuff like that, man. So I applaud you for the work you're doing.
Yeah, it's good to have the insights. I know a lot of these coaches, I either played against them, coached against them. They have some of the coaches on that coach for me on their staff, and and we're not guessing, and we're not talking from a street committee. We're not in the barbershop. We're talking real talk, and a lot of the stuff we talk about, in the game. Either I've been there, I've done that. Our opinions and our comments is really right on point. We're not guessing.
Yeah, we got the Coach Johnny Cole joining us here on Winning Wednesday. And Coach, I was talking with one of my colleagues about you, interestingly enough. And I said to the colleague, I said, their show is fact-based. It's not rumor-based.
Right.
And that's what it is, man. Y'all are bringing facts. Y'all are bringing, truths. and not I heard, and you know, my friend who lives next door to a guy who has a girl that dates a guy who knows a person. It ain't all of that. And I'm not trying to slam anybody, but there's a lot of stuff out there that just ain't factual, and it gets a lot of clicks.
Right, right. Well, you know, that's what it's all about. It's about getting the clicks. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about knowing the truths about what sounds good. And unfortunately, that's America today. You know, it runs all the way up through this election coming in this year. You know, so we try to get the coach. I'll make a call to the coach because right now, 9 times out of 10, I know him personally, and you know how we even started was just to try to get HBCU African American coaches out there and get them on the screen, because really ain't nobody, you know, NBC, ABC, some of these big shows are not trying to promote HBCU football or HBCU sports, period.
Right. And what's interesting is a lot of them want in, but they don't want to make the full commitment. And that's the thing that blows my mind, man. That's the thing that blows my mind, that you got folks broadcasting games, but they're doing it more or less for quote unquote exposure, but they ain't making no investments, man.
Oh no. Well, and reason why they would have a guy like me on the sideline. They would have a guy like some of the former coaches, like they do in the NFL and like they do in college. You say Nick Saban go from being the head coach, you know, right to, I think, what is he making, 15 million, something like that?
Yeah.
As an analyst is,
right.
But that's the right way to do it. But we don't. I watch Black college games and I see these reporters reporting about HBCUs, and none of them won't even really know about HBCUs.
Yeah.
And they talk that way as well.
Right. You can tell from the commentary.
Right. They don't talk about the patriotism of the game and when a former coach or past coach have accomplished some great things, and you know they don't even know how to match the two, because they don't know the history of HBCUs and why we were we are today and what we could do better. And so they just really commentating on hearsay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, got the coach Johnny Cole joining us. He's got the HBCU Coaches Corner. Of course, we know him and love him from the HBCU, Johnny Cole's HBCU Stroll. Coach, you were talking about some of the connections that you have, and what I love is you get that stuff real time, man. Tamika Reed, Coach Tamika Reed, you know, formerly with Jackson State, now with Charlotte, and of course Don Thornton leaving Arkansas Pine Bluff, going over to Alabama A&M. Man, as soon as that happened, I called you, and you're like, "Yeah, man, yeah." You didn't even say nothing, and next thing I know, y'all got her on the show.
Yeah. Mickey Joseph, head coach at Grambling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dooley, now the offensive coordinator at Grambling.
Yeah.
Coach Cedric at Alcorn State, you know, the new coach.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I'm gonna have Chennis Berry on this year. I'm gonna have my coach from North Carolina Central. I got so many names running through my head. I know if you hear this, he'd be upset at me. But you know, we're gonna be all over. Matter of fact, we're gonna do some things live as well.
Yeah, and that's the other part that I wanted you to kind of get out there. You guys are going to be doing like going down to some of the games and broadcasting from some of the games. Give us an idea of some of the games that y'all be covering this year.
Well, right now we you know, the first game is we're gonna be down at the SWAC MEAC Challenge, Norfolk and Florida A&M. And then we also gonna be at the State Farm Classic against Grambling in Southern. I mean Grambling in Prairie View, State Fair. I keep saying State Fair Classic with Al Wash production. And then we're gonna do a SIAC game with Clark Atlanta and Central State in Ohio.
Oh wow!
So we're definitely gonna do that one as well.
Hold on a sec. You going home, Doc?
I'm going home. I'm going home. So anytime, man, to see my mom and get a chance to see my brothers, because you know my brother LC, and as well as my brother Stevie Cole, they both coaches for Clark University.
That's great, man.
So we'll make it a family affair, and And it's also Central State's homecoming.
Yeah.
So 3 of my brothers actually played football there. And so it's just going to be a family affair for me, as well as some work, doing work.
Yeah. Coach, we're going to take our first break. We'll come back. When we come back, I want to get into, something that touches and affects you very deeply, and definitely had an effect on me as well. We'll do that when we come back. We got the coach, Johnny Cole, from what we love, the HBCU Stroll, but also the HBCU Coaches Corner. We'll be right back with him right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on ROKU TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
If you're looking for a sports program that gives you the flavor.
Washington Commanders? Really?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
That pulls no punches.
Thuggish act by a thuggish actor.
That gives you some humor.
Praise everything LeBron does and never criticize it.
If you want a show that gives you good times, then this is that show. BS3 Network proudly presents.
I am Cole Johnson, and welcome to
Cole Sports with a Z. Every Friday on Patreon, and every Saturday on YouTube, Spreaker, and all other outlets.
Hi, I'm Laura Williams, coming to you from Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. Here we've got tons of inventory here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands, ranging from XT4s to XT6 and from CT4 to CT6. We've got tons of certified pre-owned inventory here. Come see us here at Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands. You can contact Laura Williams at 281-224-3666.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Hey, my name is Danny Wilson, and I won $500 on the lunch break with AJ Jones.
So who's going to win that $500 this year? That's what I want to know. Who's going to win that $500 this year? It's coming up in September, first week in September. You need to be making your picks and see if you can pull in that $500 like my former classmate. Can you believe me and that dude came out of the same class? I got to start dyeing my beard, bro. I got to start dyeing my beard because Danny looks good, man. I'm jelly. I'm jelly. He was the only black dude on the football team at De La Salle in New Orleans. I mean, only black dude on the basketball team at De La Salle in New Orleans when I was there. I was the only black dude on the football team. And he clearly came out much better than I did.
Oh, man. Hey, look, he must have worked out just a little more harder than you did.
Bruh, let me tell you something, man. So, again, somebody's got a chance to win $500 cash with the Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. I will just say one thing about it. Don't get your picks from Johnny Cole, man. Do not get your NFL picks from Johnny Cole. Bruh, your picks are horrible.
Oh, I didn't do well?
No.
Oh. Well, man, you rushed me, to be honest. You rushed me on it.
Cole, look me in my good eye, bro. Look me in my good. You got between now and the first weekend in September to figure out your picks every week, brother. Every week.
What? Okay. I'm gonna sit down and focus because you be rushing me, man.
Look, you got until like the Thursday before the games on Sunday to get your picks in. What you rushing for?
Look, man, you know me, man. I'll be doing so much, man, in between coaching and refereeing and doing all the things that I do, man. I'm gonna focus this time because I don't like to be called out like that.
Listen, let me tell you this. Here's what you need to do. And I'm being very. Let your youngest son and your daughter pick your picks. I bet you'll win. Let Carter and your daughter pick your picks, and I bet you'll win.
I got you.
Cole, we unfortunately, you and I, man, were talking on Friday about a young man. In fact, you sent me something, and I wanna play what you sent me real quick, and then we'll get into it real quick. Hold on one second. Let me get my screen together. Yeah, you sent this to me.
The way I played the game is just like growing up as a kid, throwing the ball up to yourself when you're outside. You know what I'm saying? Kids don't go outside no more. Go outside. The kids, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to go outside by myself, throw the ball up to myself. You know what I'm saying? Do this like 5, 4, throw it up and go get it. Go outside. You know, like just that's the way I played the game. So I didn't look at it like I just was playing. At Lane College, I had father figures. Those coaches was father figures. I had Darren Hayes. Then I had Johnny Cole. They both taught me ball. Darren Hayes was strict. Johnny Cole let me play the game. He taught me the game. But they both taught me the game of football. It helped me. It taught me how to be an adult. That was the biggest thing. It taught me how to be a grown man. To be drafted from Lane, when people said you would never be drafted from Lane, it's big, man. Like, I watched my mama faint, my whole family. We did the bus stop in the middle of the street. No bull. We were in the middle of the street doing a bus stop. My mama fainted. For Lane College, that lets you know you can go anywhere you want. When I was on Dance with the Stars, it was an experience. Karina was my partner, and we'll do our thing in 30 minutes. I've been learning to dance in 30 minutes. I'd be like, all right, but she'd be wanting to keep going and going. I'm like, Karina, I used to make her mad on purpose so she can kick me out. So I won a championship in park ball and 10-0. Junior high championship in football and basketball. High school, only team that won the indoor and outdoor state track. College basketball championship. Lane. NFL Super Bowl. Only thing I'm missing is being a champion as a coach. That's the only thing I'm missing. I done hit every mark. The SIAC is so deep, and we're talking about every sport. So for me to get this opportunity, be right here, it's a humble moment, man.
Coach, you sent that to me last Friday. Beginning of this week, we got the news. Tell me about it, Coach. How shocking was that for you?
Well, just playing that, brings sour to my heart, and am I still there?
Yeah, you're still here, Coach.
Okay, it brings sour to my heart. To see that, and it brings memories. His mother had sent me that.
Okay.
The day before I even spoke with him, and in my last time speaking with him was actually at the Hall of Fame down there in Atlanta. And we kind of shared some things because I had my own family reunion that weekend. And I was trying to work it out to see if I could make it and then get to my family reunion. And, we talked and I told him, man, I'm sorry, man, I couldn't make it. He was like, oh, Coach, man, don't worry about it. I told him that, I said, besides, man, this is your day, this is your time, and this is your show. And he made sure he told me that, he said, Coach, man, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And that's the real, And, we just chitty-chatted a little longer and he, we kind of said our goodbyes, and we'll see each other down the road because he had just became a head coach as well from at Beaumont, the Beaumont Arena football team.
Mm-hmm.
So it was another great accomplishment for him in his life. This kid is special.
Yeah.
He's a special person.
Yeah.
So those was things like that, and that's one thing that when me and him always talk. We always told each other we loved each other. We had a deep relationship as well as with his mom.
Yeah.
So he's a special person.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the coach Johnny Cole joining us here on our Winning Wednesday. We're talking about the passing of former NFL Super Bowl champ Jacoby Jones. Also was a basketball champ at Lane College, played football at Lane, and he ran it down. He said, man, I got this, I got that, championships all throughout his history. And he said, man, one thing I'm missing is the championship as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that was another connection between you and him because you have that championship as a coach. And he said, man, Johnny Cole taught me the game, taught me how to play the game. He taught me how to be a man. Did you ever have those conversations with him about, what it would take to get that final piece to his?
Yeah. When I came to Lane, I got in there late in June. And I had the opportunity. First thing I did, I went to sit down and watch film to see what we have as a unit. And I've kept hearing about Jacoby Jones. And once I watched the film, the only way he jumped out is because he was so fast, and a lot of times he was running by people. And I seen him every time he run by people, throw his hand up. Well, and I know, this is regular football. This ain't
Sandlot.
And that's how he played the game when I first met him.
Yeah.
So I said, well, look here, I said I got to go because I heard he was about to transfer because they didn't have a coach for a while. So I said, well, that's my first stop. I got to go there. I got on the plane, flew down and met with him and his mother, and we went over to where his mother worked at, and I met Jacoby. He had said that he wanted to, that's where he wanted to meet. And, the thing about it, his mother was a financial aid director. And if you know anything about Division II football,
you
don't have that many scholarships. The most you can have is 36. Well, Coach, I had 7.
Wow.
At Lane. But you got to understand, Lane it was only 900 students there when we got there. So Lane was a very small school.
Mm-hmm.
So, got in the office and got to talking to his mother. And I mean, man, she talked just as fast as him. They both built just alike. They both built like wide receivers. And she got to talking and she said, you gonna take care of my son? No. That New Orleans talk. They ask you a question and give you the answer at the end.
And an answer, yeah.
And I'm like, I had to get used to that. And it's kind of like the Michael Jordan and his mother, where his mother told him, look, okay, for every shoe you sell, we want 1% or 2%, 3% or whatever. Well, she said, "Hey, let me go through this financial aid," and she knew it in and out, and said, "This is what they're giving him." Blah 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 blah. Well, after that conversation, I had 6 scholarships. And so I told him, and then I told her, I said, "Well, look, Jacoby, and if you stay with me, I'm gonna have you fighting out of silk."
Yeah.
And we talked about me as a coach, and I'm saying, "Hey, man, I'm disciplined." He said, "Coach, I just want one thing." I said, "What is that, son?" He said, "Can I spat my shoes?" Because that's who he was gonna come out. But it was great conversation.
Yeah.
They agreed that he would stay, and I told him I promised things would be different around it.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. When he finally showed up, we built the offense, which is the Hobo offense, but we built the offense around him.
Yeah.
We made sure that we worked real hard on kickoffs and punt returns, to be able to get him the ball. At one time, AJ, we were so good, people would squib kick.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know what that means, is they would keep the ball on over. I would tell the kids, let it go through, and then grab it and pitch it back to him.
That's funny. Yeah. Coach Johnny Cole here on the Winning Wednesday here on the lunch break. We're talking about former NFL Super Bowl champion Jacoby Jones. Of course, he was a legend at Lane College. He is in the SIAC Hall of Fame. And that played out right before our very eyes on the biggest stage in football, in the Super Bowl. He has the longest touchdown in Super Bowl history.
Yes, he's in the Hall of Fame. I went up to the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago to watch the HBCU Black College game, and he's definitely up in the Hall of Fame. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he's a Hall of Fame. His record is in the Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah.
And really, most said that he really should have got the MVP because the week before he beat the cover 2 coverage and won and caught the Hail Mary just to beat Denver.
Just right to get there.
Yeah. Then not only did he return the kickoff 108, he caught another one where he fell down and got up and out and ran to the end zone.
Yeah.
So he was a one-man show for Baltimore Ravens, and unfortunately he wasn't the quarterback, and they gave the MVP to Flacco.
Yeah. We know how that works. It was good to see online the former Ravens players talk about him and who he was and what he meant to them. I know Ray Lewis had a very touching comment about him. Torrey Holt had some comments. A lot of guys, shared their feelings about Jacoby. I remember him. He never would give me an interview. Man. And it became our running joke because I would see him at Rockets games. I would see him in different places. It's like, man, come on, man, give me that interview. He's like, nah, I don't talk to the media. Y'all be twisting my words. I said, not my show, Jacoby. Not my show. So then after I would see him, man, I'd be like, can I get an interview? He's like, you already know. So obviously he was a unique young man off the field as well. Tell us about the young man off the field.
I when I look at his life, I got opportunity that the coaching and kind of assist him into the NFL. And I also was able to fly around with him to find an agent, have those stories. And he lived a life of a rock star.
Yeah.
I would put him in when you see these people that's just so good at what they do and they so famous and they live that quick life, that's the same way I would put him in. He is the epitome of when somebody say, live your life to the fullest.
Yeah.
And he lived his life fast. I mean, he was fast.
Yeah.
He talked fast, he ran fast. He done some things that's incredible. Man, I've never heard him talk bad about anybody. I've never heard anybody talk bad about him.
Right.
His level of confidence from Lane to the NFL never changed.
Yeah.
He was always on that one channel.
Yeah.
Happy, speed, appreciation, You know, he never, you know, when he was out with autographs, he'd give kids autographs, took pictures. He never was out of place.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Here, this little kid coming from quote unquote Lane College, 900 students, from high school, from New Orleans, one parent house. You know, and that I want to just take my hat off to his mom.
Yeah.
A single mom. I think she ought to write a book. I think she needs to be the one, and she will, you know, once she gets through this, of how to raise a boy.
Yeah.
You know, a single parent by herself, where she now she loved this boy. This boy couldn't do no wrong.
Right.
But she knew how to say, okay, all right, you got my son now. All right, okay, he needed a little bit of this. You know, he needed a little bit of that. And she was able to let us, and not just me, help raise him on the manly side.
Yeah.
You know, he just was a great kid. You know what I mean? A great person. I mean, when he came around, he brought joy, and he was funny, and laughter and jokes. You know, I've been talking with some of his classmates at Lane College, you know, because that was the last time the Lane had won football games.
Wow.
That was the last time the Lane had 2 winning football seasons when he was there. I mean, he brought him and his teammates, and they brought Lane. They put Lane on the map.
Yeah.
He put Lane on the map.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lane was the armpit of college football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once he got there, and I was able to join in and help pull things together. I mean, we played on television 5 times.
That's all right. That back
You know what I
then,
mean?
and again, back then, that speaks volumes because you didn't have a whole lot of networks giving us a lot of shine. So let's go to a couple of quick comments, man. All Mad says that is good show, guys. Great talk, real talk. Mike Armour says Jacoby will be missed. He also said, thanks for the opportunity, Coach Cole. And again, it's Coach Mike Armour. And then he said that wide receiver room was unreal.
Yeah. Well, Coach Armour was a coach that I hired on my staff that had everything to do with on hands with Jacoby on the wide receiver position. You know, Mike was a great hand to me, you know, when I wasn't able to. When I was out taking care of head coach business, he was there with that group. So he was the leader of that wide receiver group. You know, one story about Jacoby when we went to the SIAC conference meeting at the end of the year where they voted first team and all that. We took all the awards, Coach. The only award we didn't take was Defensive Player of the Year. He took first team wide receiver, first team kick returner, first team punt returner, and offensive player of the year. And it so happened they gave me coach of the year.
Oh, wow.
And that was the first time in the SIAC that they've done that. Usually the person who wins the coach get coach of the year. And I think them coaches, they voted like, Coach, look, we don't need to go by that no more. The things that he done there at Lane, thanks to Jacoby Jones, my coaching staff and the players, they were able to give me the coach of the year as well. So we walked away with all, and man, me and him, we joked all the way. We just funny thing. We like, I don't even know why nobody else came, because the trophies was gonna come to us, and we just kind of joked and laughed and he deserved every bit of one.
Yeah.
Hell, hey, coach, they could have gave him the defensive coach the trophy because hey, he was going anytime a team punted to us or kicked off to us.
Yeah,
he was going to get on the other side.
Yeah.
So he was going to make the offense have long drives.
Yeah. That's what great players do. Great players make great plays in big moments. So, man, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to come and share a bit about Jacoby that a lot of folks don't know. A lot of folks didn't know. I know you got a lot of things coming up. Tell us where we can find you, follow you, some of the things that you got coming up.
We're about to open up the HBCU Coaches Corner here on YouTube Live on Tuesday nights. Of course, you can catch my Bleaks and stuff on Facebook. Of course, is Johnny Cole. And those are the places that, that I'll be this year. We're going to do some live things on my podcast. We're going to open up with the SWAC, the MEAC SWAC Challenge. We'll be down there live, as well as the State Fair Classic game between Prairie View and Grambling. We're also going to do the Central State SIAC, the Central State Clark game. That'll be down in October. So we got some things working, and I look forward to this year.
Yeah, I do too. and Coach, you got some things that are in the works that will spotlight you and actually shine some light on Jacoby and some of the other people that have come your way. Let me throw a couple more of these comments in. Is it Etten Lachey, heartbroken, of course. Shannon Sorrell sent her love. Mallory Hewlett sent her love. Shannon said, one of the greatest times. And then Mallory said, lively times, Coach. And then, of Coach Armour, lively times indeed. And then Shannon Sorrell says, forever Jacoby Jones. So, man.
That's some of the group, Coach. That's what we used to party hard, Coach, and then we used to kick butt on Saturday. So we used to, one story before I leave. We're playing Clark University. Tuskegee had just lost to Clark. If we beat Clark, we were on our way to the bowl game, and they kicked off to us. I don't know why they kick it to him. He runs down 100 yards and scores. We kick off to them. They come back and run about 80 yards and score. They kick back off to us. Jacoby got that ball and ran all the way back down to the 2-yard line, where he dived out of bounds because he was just so tired. so Coach, you talking about in less than a minute, this kid don't ran 100 yards in 10 seconds twice.
Wow.
That's the kind of exciting and electricity that he had, and they got this bell at Lane that when you win, you go ring the bell.
Yeah.
And man, I didn't know what was going on. And of course, it was the first time we started winning. And he would be the first one out that bus. He had the whole school there waiting on him. And he leaps up in the bus and just started hitting that bell. Hit that bell. I could just hit that bell. Because I'm still on the bus trying to, he'd be hitting that bell. So So his service will be in New Orleans on the 27th. So we look forward to going down there and supporting Miss Jones and the family.
Well, Coach, again, man, we thank God for you. We thank God for the man that you are. We thank God for the man that you've been to people like Jacoby Jones. Jacoby said it himself. You taught him how to be a man. You taught him how to play the game. And I know for a fact that you've done that for more than just Jacoby. That's why I reached out to you on our very first interview when I came to your office and interviewed you while you were at Texas Southern University. I saw what you were doing with your young men off the field, and that really made an impact in my life. So I want to thank you, man. I want to tell you to keep doing what you're doing because you have no idea how you're impacting families' lives forever. So, Coach, thank you, man. Thank you for being you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show and be able to share my opportunity to coach probably one of the greatest football players I ever played. And kid was a football player, not a kid that played football. He was a football player. Thank you again.
All right, y'all. Listen, we're getting ready to wrap it up. It's the lunch break on powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. Of course, tomorrow will be Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. And on Friday, it will be the coach, Johnny Cole, with the HBCU show. You might just happen to see this unless he sends me something else when we decide to come back on live. But as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Coach, what do you say? When you feel yourself slipping?
If you feel yourself at the end of the rope, tie a knot and hold on tight, because ain't nobody bad like you.
Bless y'all. We'll talk to y'all next time.
All right.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.